All right, the feds say he preyed on desperate homeowners, and now Charles Lovejoy is facing a prison sentence. So why did the 7 investigators find him still out doing real estate deals?
Investigator Heather Catullo joins us right now with what she's uncovered. And Heather, this isn't the first time you had to literally track this guy down.
No, it isn't. Between his federal criminal case and civil judgments, court records show Charles Brian Lovejoy owes several local families more than $1 million. Last April, the feds convicted him on wire fraud charges. So I wanted to know why he hasn't been locked up for the last 6 months.
Charles Brian Lovejoy has been trying to dodge our cameras and our questions for years.
Are you going to pay those people back, Mr. Lovejoy?
Every time he's in court, he hides his face from us, and now he's running again.
Mr. Lovejoy, we want to talk to you about the real estate deals you've been doing.
After a court hearing on a separate case last week, the 37-year-old hightailed it down a flight of stairs.
Why are you running from us?
And sprinted across the sprawling Oakland County Circuit Court campus, only to hide behind a secure door. We first told you about Lovejoy back in 2012, when several would-be homeowners told us he'd stolen their life savings.
And me and my kids can't survive. We don't have nowhere to go.
Zahn and McMullen gave Lovejoy more than $45 grand for this house in Oak Park. According to court records, Lovejoy never actually owned the home. So McMullen not only lost all of her money, this disabled widow got kicked out of the property, leaving her homeless. She wasn't alone. The 7 investigators uncovered more than $692,000 in judgments from civil lawsuits against Lovejoy for real estate deals. That's why when the FBI arrested Lovejoy in 2013, his federal bond conditions were crystal clear. Do not have any employment in any mortgage loans, property loans, real estate transactions, or lending. Lovejoy later pleaded guilty to wire fraud for McMullen's case, and in April, a federal judge sentenced him to nearly 3.5 years in prison.
He can't be trusted.
So why is this business owner saying Lovejoy is walking free and still involved in real estate deals?
He was selling properties to my investors.
Jabari Long says Lovejoy's name started showing up on closing documents for houses in Detroit. Long's company represents foreign investors who are buying the properties to rent to tenants.
In my head, I said, I've heard this name before.
Long says he'd seen our past investigations and immediately warned his investors to stop working with Lovejoy.
Lepers don't change their spots. Whatever they have invested, whatever they've given him, it's small in comparison to what he's done in the past and what he's capable of doing. So my suggestion to my investors and anybody else dealing with Charles Lovejoy right now is to immediately stop dealing with him.
Sources tell the 7 investigators that this fall, Lovejoy signed closing documents for at least these 4 properties on behalf of Stellas Investments, a company whose address only comes back to mailboxes like this one. And while Lovejoy was under federal investigation, we discovered he was also busy changing the name of his business and changing his company address to a mailbox at this Southfield UPS store.
So they call him Mr. Charles.
Latasha Cox says shortly after she started renting this home on Detroit's west side, she got a call from Lovejoy demanding rent.
He called me personally himself, and he told me he was the new owner.
But he's not.
I'm not handing him no rent money because something is not right.
Another thing that's not right? Remember, Lovejoy was sentenced to 41 months in federal prison back in April, but he was never locked up until we made a phone call. Before he reported to the Milan Correctional Facility, we caught up with him.
Why are you still doing real estate deals? Part of your federal bond is that you can't do those. The feds say you've taken more than $400,000 from people. Are you going to give any of that money back? Why won't you talk to us? Why do you keep running away?
I will talk, but not with that.
Off camera, Lovejoy did finally admit to me that he was recently closing real estate deals, but said that because he wasn't personally buying the properties, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong. He did report to prison on Monday, and he also promised me that I will never again get another call from anyone saying Lovejoy stole from them. Of course, we'll hold him to that promise.
And all of those people, I mean, are lost. That one woman from your story, I mean, she lost her home, so many others.
People lost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And he's not supposed to have been doing real estate deals under that whole sentence deal. So what happens to him now?
That was with his federal bond, and as you know, a bond violation means basically locking up, which is now a moot point. Once the feds were alerted to what he was doing, he was finally told when and where to report to prison, but they are going to look into what he's been up to with these houses in Detroit, and if he broke the law again, the U.S. attorney could pursue additional charges.
But people may still not get their money back after all that.
There's going to be a restitution order filed, but whether they'll ever see that, hard to say.
We should be hot on his case
Yes,
if he's
we
out
will.
doing it again.